Good evening, welcome to Science Fiction Retirement Library. My name's Simon, and today I've got another book haul related to an auction purchase from a physical auction house. So I did win it online through saleroom.co.uk, but it was actually 3 boxes. I've never done this before, but it was 3 boxes. 1 box of DVDs, 1 box of CDs, and 1 box of books. So I think it was a house clearance type haul. I got it for like £30. There's obviously fees and things on top of that, but like £10 a box. I'll put a photo here to the original listing, and you'll see kind of why I went for it, because the box on the right, it says box full of science fiction, right? And I could see a couple of Pan Lozenges in there, including Deathbird Stories is the one I could see. So I thought, give it a go. Now, obviously, to ship down from the auction house, let me just press that, to ship down from the auction house to where I live was also a bit more money. So I'm not going to say how much that cost, but it was a bit more expensive than I hoped. But my feeling was I could probably pass on the CDs or the DVDs or get my money back at least on those boxes. And then whatever the box I get, the books is, it's kind of a bonus, and I can also have some fun doing it. So the CDs and the DVDs were quite interesting. If it's from the same seller, there was a lot of classical music, but also some kind of I don't know, musical stuff, and also like some Il Divo and like modern, I don't know, kind of quartets and voice singers. So yeah, and the DVDs was arranged. There was some sci-fi in there, which is good, and then Indiana Jones and things like that, and then some comedians, modern comedians. So if this is someone's kind of collection or house clearance, the books may follow that. It looks like there's more books than the other media types, so that's good. I have ripped it open, so you can hear me playing around with the poppers. And the reason I've ripped it open is because I had so many of these. And the cats were getting involved. Anyway, but I did rip it open, and I've kind of cleared it of the peanuts. And I have to say, if I show you the first book that's on top, there is definitely some non-science fiction stuff in here. So an old Andy Cap 22p book. So I am going to go through it all, and some of this will just fall by the wayside, and I will skip these. But just to let you know, this looks like a general haul. It did say box full of science fiction, but I can see a few things on the top that are definitely not science fiction. So let's see. If it isn't enough science fiction for the channel, I just won't upload this video. But if you're seeing this video, there's enough science fiction. So anyway, onwards and upwards. So yes, Andy Cap. I don't really know what to do with it, but it's not in great condition. I do remember Andy Cap from way back in the day, and this is from 1974, in not good condition, but interesting. Probably a charity haul. Okay, and number 28 as well, draw 20p. So what was that one? That was 32, so this is earlier, so maybe earlier than 1974. So, you know, I love sequential art, right? I don't really know much about Andy Cap, but I used to, there's a page. But I used to love like Garfield as a kid. I used to adore those 3-panel cartoons. So maybe I'll do the same with Andy Cap. So not a great start, no science fiction, bit of Andy Cap, and looks like no science fiction still here. But a classic, Evelyn Waugh, Brideshead Revisited. Evelyn Waugh, Evelyn Waugh. Oh man. Okay, this is maybe why it was £10 a box. So haven't read that, but it was also a famous TV show. Oh, it gets worse. Getting off at Gateshead. I don't even want to look inside. Someone actually paid £10 for this. Jonathan Green. Looks like Quentin Blake, well, or similar to Quentin Blake in terms of the artwork, but no, charity shop. Have we got our first science fiction? Okay. Corgi Books, The Human Zoo, Desmond Morris, author of The Naked Ape. Now, no, this is not, I do like the term The Naked Ape, but I kind of feel that I'm I'm that. Oh, okay. There's a name in this, but I won't read what the name is because it could be his collection. 1971. I think this is a wild animals do not mutilate, sales attack their offspring. Okay, yeah, I think it's a non-fiction, just about humanity, let's say. So, yeah, still no science fiction, but at least that's more along the lines. That's 70s, surely. 1971, so not great condition though, so doesn't bode well. And one thing I did notice as well, opening the other boxes, was the smell. I think it might have been a smoky house. So yeah, all in all, not fantastic so far, but let's see. Okay. Ooh. See, again, when I look at this, it's Panther. I think, oh, is it sci-fi? Oh. This is turning into... I've been so lucky with hauls. Like, so lucky. Some of the recent ones have been mind-blowing, you know, with signatures and quality. So I can't really, you know, you win some, you lose some. Could you foil a sinister plot involving a weapon as revolutionary as the H-bomb? How would you make out an espionage agent? Could you track down a sadistic murderer? The first thriller which lets you decide what moves to make. Okay, it's like a choose your own adventure. So, not sci-fi. Yeah, that smell. Oh, yeah, see, my mum smokes and it does kind of smell like that, which is not good. Not good. Not saying you smell, Mum, but the book's in the house. Oh, yes. Okay, so we've got our first science fiction, and as we do on this channel, A Van Vogt. So I think anyone that's watched my videos knows that I've got a soft spot for this guy, and the Far Out Worlds, I don't know if I've got. I definitely haven't got this. I definitely haven't got this edition. So great start, NEL, pretty good condition, 1973. So that's a good start. It's not the worst condition. It's definitely a reader copy, and the guy enjoyed it. But oof, I don't know what to say. That's not good. Yeah, and the smell is. We used to live. My wife and I used to live next door to a guy. Also, it was like a small terrace house, and the smoke would come through like the walls and the floors, and you know it had one of those like lofts that was connected for all the terrace houses. And yeah, really bad. He was an absolute chain smoker. So, yes. So first science fiction book though, so that's a good start. Now this does not look like a science fiction book. I kind of think this is Reader's Digest even without looking at it. And it is. So Long Shot, No Harp, Like My Own, Trial, The Flight of the Flamingo, Reader's Digest. So we used to have these when I was a kid. Condensed books, that's it, yeah. Dick Francis, Marjorie Quarton, Elizabeth Darrell, Clifford Irving. It's a shame, really. It's like good quality. There's going to be lots of great literature in there, but yep. So skip that one. And there's another one that looks similar. Proof, The Old Man in the Sea, bit of Hemingway, Still Watch, and The Summer of the Barshinskis. So again, I remember these kind of in my mum and dad's shelves. So Dick Francis again, Mary Higgins Clark, Diane Pearson, and Hemingway. We're 1 from 8 is science fiction. A Van Vogt. Okay, this one looks more appealing. The War in 2020 looks modern, but pretty good condition. Mandarin, Ralph Peters. There can be no words, only wow. The Times. The world of the 21st century is barely recognisable. War has ravaged almost every continent. A pandemic plague has swept impartially around the globe. Interesting. After 15 years of intense preparation, conflicts and infiltration, Japan eclipses all other world powers. Now in the steppes of Central Asia, the climactic confrontation is primed to explode. So, kind of dystopian, war-based fiction from the 90s, reprinted in 1992. So yeah, I don't know much about that. I don't know anything about Ralph Peters. It's got a kind of a modern tank on the front, smells of smoke, but is that something that I should be looking at? The War in 2020, but written in 1990. It's kind of close future story, so maybe it's not really my wheelhouse, but that definitely is. Okay, another hardback, D.E. Stevenson, Amberwell. My guess is it's not science fiction. It's got another name in there from 1986. Amberwell is the name of an estate on the west coast of Scotland, which has been in the Ayrton family for several generations, descending from father to son in an unbroken line. It was a tradition in the family that each new owner should add to the amenities of the place, and in this way Amberwell grew larger and more beautiful as the years went by. The story is concerned with the 5 young Ayrtons who grew up at Amberwell. Do you know, the only thing that's really interesting about this, and this is why I love book collecting in general, is you never know what you'll find, is I wonder if that's near to where my wife and I are looking. There could be a change of plan in that, but we are going up, I think, in August. So you might see this in August. I might be there already. Will be scheduled. And maybe that's something I do want to look at. So I'm going to put that in the non-science fiction, but maybe keep pile. Okay, here we go. So this is one of the books I think I saw on the picture. And I've got it, I think I've got it, and I think I've got it in better condition than this, but Robert Sheckley Options, Pan Lozenge. So I've got a group of Pan Lozenges now, see if I can get them easily, that are duplicates, and I think this is one of them. So if anyone wants them, I haven't put them on eBay or anything yet. So I've got A. Van Vogt, The Anarchistic Colossus, Theodore Sturgeon, Case and the Dreamer. That's pretty good condition. It's got a slight blemish on the top. Imperial Earth. Okay, I've actually got 2 of these. So this is my duplicate. I've got more. That's pretty much it. So that's my duplicate, and I've just got that, and this one is better condition. So anyone wants one of those Robert Sheckley Options, I can send you the best one, so I'll keep them. Can you ever have too many Pan Lozenges? Just keep trying to upgrade and get better. So that's another science fiction, but I've put it already in my duplicates pile. Okay, and this, I think, did I see this? Now this is the best condition yet, I think. So I think I've got this. I need to double check. I recognise that cover. Why Call Them Back from Heaven. If I haven't got this in Pan Lozenge, I've definitely got it in other formats. If I haven't got it in Pan Lozenge, then this is a good result, let's say. So, so 1977 second printing Pan Lozenge, and that's good enough condition, I think, for my retirement library. And I haven't read a lot of Simak. I read City and really liked City, so I do want to read more. Yeah, that's good. Very good. So that's on my science fiction pile, and it's number. I'm going to move the other one, so it's 4. We've got 4 science fiction currently. One's a definite duplicate. Bit of Earl Grey. Okay. More Reader's Digest, unfortunately. Patriot Games, Snow on the Wind, The Judgment, and Tsar on the Beginning. So I'm not going to look at that, but maybe Charity Shop gets a gift. Oh, nice. Okay. So Greg Bear of Eon fame, and I think he's Blood Music as well. I get him confused with others, but I did read Blood Music a long time ago. Epic sci-fi at its mind-extending best, Sunday Times. So 1996, Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, suddenly disappears. It is as though it never existed. Shortly after, a mysterious mound, evidently a disguised spaceship, is found on the California desert. Nice. You know, I do need a bit of the kind of the mystery science fiction adventure, to be honest. So when was it written? 1989, this edition from 1987, and that's Legend. I don't really have a lot of Legend publishers. It's a little bit you know, maybe someone's read it on their holiday, but I'm almost certain I haven't got that Forge of God, so that's good. Maybe we're now hitting the sci-fi. Maybe not. This is a strange one. Short. It just says short stories. Very faded spine. Short stories 1, S&S. It's got nothing on the back. It's like a self-print. Interesting. There's a bookmark. Introducing British Telecom Guidelines. Here's your choice of guideline. Look at that. That's old BT like memorabilia there. That's actually quite old. I'm going to keep that out. Look at the artwork there. So again, you never know what you'll find in an old book. So what is this book though? This is something I've never really seen. So Suffolk County Council, Holbrook High School, this was stamped. Compiled by Roger Mansfield, illustrated by John Duggan, Schofield and Sims. 1977. I just don't. Short Stories is a series of 3 books. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice, kind of nice book. I'm gonna research that one. Should I put that back in? Maybe I should put that back in. I'm gonna put that back in until I make a decision. I think it was on this one, The Friday Miracle by John Rowe Townsend. John Rowe Townsend was born in 1922 in Leeds. Maybe that's John Rowe. So non-science fiction, but on the to keep an interesting pile. Okay, I definitely haven't got this, and this is more like it again. So NEL, Robert Heinlein, Have Spacesuit, Will Travel. Love that title. Nice cover, pretty good condition, and it's got a little grimble, a little spine roll, but no, that's good enough. Again, a kind of a shiny black. Clifford Russell has always dreamed of going to the moon. Oh, there's some bits coming out of this. Oh, whoa. What is that coming up? So yeah, it's a bit grimy again. Maybe in someone's loft for a long time. 1978. So originally 1958, but that's good. That's going on the retirement library pile. Ooh, did I see this? Was this one in the picture? So I loved this book when I read it, and I haven't read it for a long time. But The Forever War, Joe Haldeman. And I haven't seen this Orbit version. Again, annoying spine roll, a bit of a wobble. How old is it? 1977, third printing. So that, if that was in slightly better condition, that would be really nice. Does it say who the cover is by? I can never find the covers, etc. Yeah, sorry, I can't find it, but that's nice. It's obviously a keeper because I don't have an example of that Orbit book, but just a little bit condition is a bit off. So looking better. Oh, and we just talked about this. Is it the same edition? So that one was, what was it, Legend? Is this one Legend? Yeah, Legend. So we talked about Blood Music, and there's a version of Blood Music. So I've only got the science fiction the Sci-Fi Masterworks Black. So this is an interesting edition. I haven't read this for a long time, but I remember liking it. Again, spine roll. Ugh. But that goes pretty well with the other Greg Bear. So the pile for science fiction, you'll be happy, is growing past the actual science fiction. Okay, are these still collected? So obviously massive nostalgia. A Ladybird easy reading book. I don't know if some of these are rare or not, but they are classics. Is this? It's not going to be first edition or anything, is it? To Sarah, 1974. That's the sad thing about these, because I did Richard's collection quite recently, and now I don't know the story of these, but a kid's had this, a family's had this on their shelf, etc., etc. It's kind of bittersweet. So 1969, so maybe that is cool. Am I halfway through? Maybe a third through. So you think of this box for £10 without the shipping. Either way, there's already some great reading material here. Oh, this looks nice. This looks nice. Pan Science Fiction, Natural State and Other Stories, Damon Knight. Look at that coming out of the egg. That's pretty good condition as well. Yes, we're starting to hit now. How grimy is it? Still a little bit grimy, but not too bad. When is that? 1967. That's good. That's probably the best one yet, I think, in terms of intrigue and plausibility for the retirement library. So great. We're hitting it now, and I'm very happy. Okay, so maybe this guy or woman collected Pan Lozenges, and this is what I was hoping, because I saw a few Pan Lozenges on the top. I thought maybe there's a collection of Pan Lozenges, and what's that? That's number 3, I think. And again, I think I've got this. I've got this in a few examples. It's not bad condition, so I need to check it against my current. But Robert Heinlein, Waldo, and Magic Ink. Some of the covers of this are spectacular. There's one that just kind of the arms attached to other arms, to legs to other arms. It's really good. That's a Pan one as well, a bit earlier. But great. This is really starting to hit. Did I get this? So I definitely got Fifth Planet in some edition, but I don't know if I got this one, but it rings a bell. To Fred and Jeffrey Hoyle, 3 and 6, Penguin Science Fiction. Again, similar condition, and I think this is late 60s, very early 70s. Yeah, 1967. So again, just a little bit of a spine roll, but apart from that, could do with maybe a bit of a cleanup. I just need to check if I've got that edition and if it's an upgrade. So the science fiction pile is definitely higher than the other one now. And then we hit a little bit of a twist, but it's still Panther, and it's still relatively old. So, but it's Panther crime, not Panther science fiction. So, $50,000 can buy a whole heap of corpses. Intriguing. I don't really read crime. I've never really read crime. See, look at that. Someone's drawn like maybe they're a civil engineer or an architect or something. But is this 60s? It's a bit grimy, but someone would be happy to have this and to read this. 1969. Good cover, and well, it's a bit of a scary cover actually. And good condition cover as well. Back cover not so good. Yeah, that's going on the pile to decide what to do with. Okay, Mayflower Science Fantasy, but it's not Moorcock, it's Fritz Lieber. So, you know I do quite like these Mayflowers. They're a bit flimsy, and this one is also flimsy and a little bit smashed. But the Swords of Lankmar. So, is that a guy in a spacesuit riding a space space snake, space dragon? So, never heard of it. I'm almost certain I haven't got it. It's very tatty, reading copy, but a bit of Fritz Lieber, happy. Is that another lozenge? No, not a lozenge, but Pan Science Fiction, Seed of Stars, the second book of Ventura 12. I'm almost certain I've got that. I really recognise that cover, and I think I have it in good condition. But another Pan. It's got 1974. And yeah, apart from that, just I think some of these just need a bit of a clean. It's a bit tatty, but a bit of a clean. So great. My original fears when I looked at the first row, I shouldn't have worried. So £10. I'll count the science fiction at the end, but I don't know. I think I've already got, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 science fiction, pure science fiction, plus a handful of other pretty good quality second-hand books. So we're definitely going to be in the pennies. Right. What? Oh no, that's proper damage there. Is that packing damage? I hope not. Hey, here's an interesting one. Great name for a book. Chris Freddy. Caution. You are about to enter a dark forest where animals live, love, fight and die. Pork. I have never heard this. The most extraordinary animal book you'll ever read. Pork proves yet again the uniqueness of the art of fiction Mr. Freddy has made up a universe of his own in order to brilliantly illuminate the one we all share. I'm intrigued. I have no idea what it even is. Corgi 1983. I'm going to have to do some research on that. If anyone knows anything, I don't think it's, obviously it's science fiction, but is it like a Wind in the Willows gone wrong kind of thing? I don't know, but anyway. One to check. No, we've got some, what's the name, Andy Capp. Now we've got some old Fred Bassett. Wow, wow. 18p and 20p, number 18. How old is this? I like it. I like that these are, it's slightly different to what I normally do, right? So it's kind of just a little bit of intrigue. I wonder what the date is. It doesn't have a date anywhere. I'll also have to look that up. There's no production date. Oh, it's printed by Cox and Wyman Limited, Reading. Yeah, just nice and pretty good condition. I'll have to research those. If you know anything, let me know again. Andy Capp and Fred Bassett, who I presume is a Basset hound. Okay. Not really interested in this. Is it his sister, who's married to David Mitchell, who I like on that quiz show? Not sure about that one. That's new, and that's almost certainly going to charity. So have we done the science fiction now? Oh, maybe we haven't. This looks nice. This is like in comics we call it the virgin cover, right? Look at that. So no real trade dress, just the penguin sign. It says Journey into Space, Toby Litt. That's something a bit different. It's obviously modern, but interesting. 2009. Humankind has taken a fateful journey into space. A vast generation ship hurtles away from a violent, troubled Earth. I haven't read a generation ship book for a long time, and that's just a pretty thing. I like that. Nice, nice. Okay. I think I'm only about halfway. This is going to take longer than I expected. I thought the book was much smaller. The box was much smaller. Thursday something Monica Dickens. Thursday Afternoons by Monica Dickens. Book Club edition from, no way, 1948. Oh, that paper, it's like silk. I do collect book club editions, but only of science fiction, but I don't know, I love these little things. 1948, come on. Wow. Okay, let me move these across a bit, because I'm going to need some room. Another hardback, a tiny little hardback. Collins Nutshell books. Small boat sailing. Look at that small boat. That's old as well. There's some intriguing stuff here. And there is a name in some of these books, so I could look up maybe the owner and what happened to them, really. Oh, that smells. 1961. What a lovely little book. Any sailors out there? Now, this is the one that I saw that was damaged, and luckily or unluckily, it's a Star Trek book. So, I'm not too, but look at that. I think that's packing problems, but... Oh, but is it The Undiscovered Country? Yeah, The Undiscovered Country, that's the famous film, I think, isn't it? The extraordinary new novel based on Paramount Pictures' epic space adventure. I do remember liking that one. So, yeah, that one is, I don't know what you do with that. Can you solve that? I don't think you can, so not sure anyone would want it either, to be honest. But at least it's back to the science fiction. And, strangely, we're back to the science fiction, and you don't often see this, especially from a collection or house clearance. That's the same book, right? Exactly the same book. So, one duplicate, one to keep. I'll choose the best copy. The Forge of God by Greg Bear. Let me just move that. I'm a little bit... I didn't realise there was this many books, but I'm obviously very glad that there is. Okay, is this book club edition? The Fancy by Monica Dickens again. That other one was Monica Dickens, I think. The Fancy, the book club, yep, Charing Cross Road, and this is 1945. Wow. Kind of don't want to get rid of these. So much history there. I think did I see this one? I think this one might be on the picture as well. So, Philip Jose Farmer, but it's Doc Savage, His Apocalyptic Life. It's in, I was going to say it's in pretty good condition, but it's got some strange, I don't know what that is, ink stain on the top. Oh, I've got a book plate as well saying this book belongs to. I'm definitely gonna look up the provenance. 1975. So I don't have it. I don't really even know. It's Panther. Oh, of course. Yeah. So it's more like it's the Tarzan ilk, isn't it? More than the sci-fi side of Jose Farmer. But I think I was going to say we do need some more sci-fi, and this looks like it might be, and it's Star. And I like the Star books. This is a thicker Star than I'm used to. But Fourth Mansions by R.A. Lafferty that I don't know a lot about. I think R.A. Lafferty is like a Golden Age writer. Could be wrong, tell me if I'm wrong. Whom the gods would destroy, they should have first read Fourth Mansions, Roger Zelazny. I was hauled, awestruck, and yet chuckling into a world so completely the author's own that to be allowed in felt like the privilege of intrusion. That's a good find. I'm very happy with that. So a Star book, 1977, and that's in good condition. So back to it. Oh, God, there's everything in here. This does feel it does feel like a house clearance. Just, you can have those books, just clear those shelves, because Colin's Spanish phrase book, one of those, do you need it anymore with the phones and the auto translates, and is it Babel, Babelfish, Babel 17, Babel. Wow, I'm definitely halfway. Okay, Robert Rankin, Armageddon the musical. From the point of view of 2050, your history, theological warfare, Elvis on an epic time travel journey. So I've heard of this, but I've never been that interested in reading it. But yeah, let's see. Nasty Nuclear Leftovers. It's a little bit the kind of the tongue-in-cheek, comedy-esque, Terry Pratchett type. Oh God. It's never really grabbed me, to be honest, to be fair. Okay, this one I definitely did see. Oh, and that's better condition than see, so I saw this on the picture. Now, I've got a copy of this. I don't think it's that easy to get hold of, but it is, obviously, I'm happy to have it, and I'm happy to have two copies, to be honest. But Harlan Ellison Deathbird Stories, look at that, that's fantastic condition. Right in the middle of this box. But I'm pretty sure that was on the top of the box. I'll check the photo when I upload it. And that was the kind of the attractor, let's say. So yeah, 1977, and that's just a really nice copy of that. So I'm not sure I'll be able to just give that one away. I need to check on the quality, but it might be another Pan Lozenge, which is on the go. Oh man. So I was right, my hunch was right about Pan Lozenge, and I'm getting happier as I find these. The issue is, I think I got a copy from Australia, and I could have waited. Wow, now this is difficult to get hold of. I'm almost certain, well, I found it very difficult to get hold of, and it's one of my favourite authors. I got a copy that I think I put on a short from Australia, and I've just got another copy. And again, is it one of those things for my favourite books, or the ones I really want to read? I haven't read this yet, or Deathbird Stories, that I keep one for best and one to read before I pass it on. I don't know, but another Pan Lozenge, I think that's 5 or 6, and that's really good. I'm very happy with that. Oof. Oh, this is an interesting one as well. I don't think it's that old, but what an interesting book that is. I got Tales of Mystery and Imagination, the famous one. I got that in another haul. as a Pan Lozenge, and I've now got this. Sorry, the old Pan Lozenge. Look at that. That's fantastic. But this is also fantastic because it's the science fiction of EAP. Oh wow. Happy 26th birthday, 1983. So, yeah, older than me. And this was 1979, and that's really good condition. Now, that's another, again, a book I haven't seen, but a very intriguing book. This is going very well, guys. This is a hardback. Was that a film? That's a strange book. It's like printed on the board. Miramax Mooks. I Love You, Philip Morris. I'm pretty sure that was a film a decade ago or something. True life story of love and prison breaks. So when's that? I don't even know. It doesn't say. But that's in pristine condition. I don't know anything about it. I'll look it up. So one science fiction, one not. One science fiction, one not. Okay, to keep the Pan Lozenge going, I have got this, and I think I've got a better copy than this, but The Green Hills of Earth. So I have to say this is the most Pan Lozenge I've got in one haul, for sure. So it's definitely worth like £10. £10. Now, shipping. I'm pretending that I didn't have to ship this, right? When I say shipping, it's UK, but it was quite heavy. But another Pan Lozenge. Wow. My wife and I were kind of laughing, or my wife was laughing at me on the DVD and the CD haul, which was just like, this doesn't bode well for the books. But the guys, or the lady, I think it's a guy because I've seen the name, had some good taste, right? Oh, yeah, it's another nice one. So I was flicking through some of my old books before, and I thought I hadn't read Bradbury for a long time. He's one of the first ones you get into, isn't he, when you kind of slowly start to discover science fiction. And obviously as a literary fan, you go for things about books and Fahrenheit 451, etc. This has been heavily reprinted. So this is actually 1980. Oh, that does smell, but nice. The stories of Ray Bradbury. So, not the sci-fi stories of Ray Bradbury, but it's Granada. Nice size. Introducing the most disreputable, deadly, offbeat spy of the decade. So this one's, sorry, all of those. It looks like I've got more in here because of those, you can hear them, the dreaded peanuts. So this is about a spy, Charlie M. Never heard of it. But kind of not for me. Someone, I'm sure, Valentine, is that Valentine? I'm sure someone will come on the thing and say, this is the best thing you've ever read. Put it on your list. My TBR is the biggest it's ever been, and I've always had a crazy TBR. Oh, this is nice. So I've got a few Heinlein in this NEL livery, and I don't think I've got Moon is a Harsh Mistress, but I did read that a long time ago. But I'm glad to have that as well, because it goes with the others. I think I've got Stranger in the Strange Land in this livery, and another one I can't remember the name of. Has it got it here? Is it Assignment? No, not Assignment. Assignment to Eternity is the small one. This was a big one. Time Enough for Love. That was it. So all in the same livery, which is 1977, and I do like these. They'll look good together. So nice bit of Heinlein in here, quite a bit. And it's back to the sci-fi. Oh, another Pan Lozenge, but the worst condition. But it's our friend Harlan. I'm almost certain I've got this, and I've got this in really good nick. If not, it's going to be tough to. Ooh, oh, it's damn as well. Some of these have been stored. I don't know. Is that a shed or a garage, man? Well, I'm worried about pores there. I think that's been hit with some water for sure. So I'll see what I do with that one. But another Pan Lozenge at least. Okay. So this person went to Spain and to Germany. See what I do with that one. Vielen Dank. Random stuff. The birds in your garden. You never know, I might keep that. Oh, hold on. See, it's when you find stuff like that, right? So, look, that's quite old, right? So I've got an image of someone now writing down, or maybe it's a checklist of the birds in their garden. Now, I'm a bit, my dad was the same. I'm a bit of a, we call it twitcher. I think birds are fascinating. And I don't know, again, I feel like I need to keep that in there. Oh God, my wife doesn't like me being an archivist or whatever. Okay, this is Sphere, the Groucho letters, Groucho Marx. But again, sacrilege, sacrilege. Ruining these books. 1974 again. Oh, is that a bookmark? No way. Look at that. Incredible, some of the stuff you find. Gino's hairstylist, Francis, Ipswich. Look at the telephone number is 5 digits long. That tells you everything, right? I remember when I was first growing up, my telephone number was 4 digits long where I lived. Video shop, hair, building society, and manpower, looks like. 3 o'clock nutters. Wow. The things people lose for bookmarks, and then the stories that go along with these books. Again, I just feel very privileged and happy, and it is my happy place. So 40 minutes. Okay, not really interested in this one, although I did watch the film, I think. And it's pretty good, but that's one almost certainly for Jerry. Another Fred Bassett, number 17, 18p. What an amazing deal for 18p. And it stood the test of time. Like, I don't know how old these are, it doesn't say. But it's still around and still readable, legible, etc. Right, let's get through these. I think I'm on the last layer now. Oh, interesting. I've seen this cover. Terry Jones, Douglas Adams's Starship Titanic. So I haven't read it. I don't think I've got a copy of it. Maybe I have. Which has appeared in comes an event of epic proportions. The launch of the greatest, most gorgeous, most technologically advanced spaceship ever built, the Starship Titanic, the ship that cannot possibly go wrong. At the centre of the galaxy, a vast unknown civilization preparing for an event of epic proportions. So, yeah, interesting. So that's Pan. Definitely been read again. Not the greatest condition. 97. But a little bit more Douglas Adams. I had a little idea to go back to Hitchhikers again. Okay, so last row, but there's a lot of books down here. One of them, though, is another Tom Clancy. So, I don't know, maybe I'm missing out. Let me know I'm missing out. Oh, God, the window's open, but I feel like I should be wearing a mask, to be honest. Yep, bit of Tom Clancy. It's not on my sci-fi list. Oh, nice. Now, this is an author that I've got a bit of a soft spot for when I was younger, because I read a bit of Ben Bova. I think I told you I read Rock Rats, Voyagers, those kind of things. And Ben Bova, Cyber Books, Hugo Award-winning author of Colony. I haven't read Colony. Lots of Grimble on it. Walls have ears in the Synthoil Tower, and in the penthouse suite at its top, multinational tarantula enterprises have got wind of a gadget that will revolutionise the publishing industry. Okay, so is it like a sci-fi book about books? That'd be good, and my sister would like that as well. Make another sci-fi book about books. 1990, in very good condition. So I'm happy with that. Bit of Ben Bova. Soft spot, another soft spot. Night Call from a Distant Time Zone by the author of City of the Dead. What the world wants is a financial thriller, fast-paced with plenty of authentic, bright detail. Michael Thomas. Financial crash of the decade. So, again, something to research. Awesome. Green. Shiny. But not science fiction. But you'll see, I read a lot of non-science fiction. It's just I'm trying to focus on science fiction at the moment. But it doesn't mean I won't keep and enjoy some of these books, for sure. Hey, nice. So I'm not a big fan of this size of book, but anything to do with stainless steel. I still haven't read any stainless steel rat. But stainless steel vision, Best known science fiction writers in the world for 40 years. Now extending Steel Visions. Many of Harrison's finest stories are collected together. Something tells me I got another version of this recently, but maybe not. But look at that cover. Fantastic. So yeah, first bit of Harry Harrison. Happy with that. Definitely on the final bit here. The Ambrose Rock. Derek Tanguy. Splendid ginger cat called Ambrose is the star of the latest book. One I recommend to those who not read Tanguy. No idea. A book about a ginger cat. If I missed something there, let me know. Ah, it's another Piccolo. I got a few Piccolos. The Honeywell Badger. It began to be an obsession. He had to have a badger. He wanted to see the bulky bear-like body swing through the garden, wanted to have the beast feed from his hand. We've all thought that about badgers at one point, mate. This was a girl's book. It's got a girl's name in it. 1975. So I love those little books. 10p it's got on the front as well, just in these. So some really, what an interesting selection. Kenneth Cook, a macabre satire of the Mouse Kingdom. There's a lot of animal stuff. There was that pork, Honeywell Badger, Mouse Kingdom book. You know, can you know someone by looking at their book collection? I think you can. These look like someone else's books though. It's like the bottom row isn't the guy's, and I have seen just a different name there. Yeah, even this has got a different name. It's got a lady's name in it. And Kelly Park by Gene Stubbs doesn't follow the current or the flow that we had before, but back to it. And I have got this version. So Walter M. Miller, The Darth Stellar and Other Stories. Love that word. So I got this exact copy, I think, in a previous haul. I don't know if this is better condition. It looks very shiny. That and that are really good condition. That, not so much. But I'll check. Never read it. Canticle for Leibowitz, of course, a long time ago, but no short stories. And this is 1982 reprint, but nice corgi version. Oh, I've actually got this. I can see it. Yeah, Telepath, Spider Robinson. So I've got I can see just on my little shelf down here, the Sci-Fi Book Club hardback, the thin white one, but now a nice Orbit paperback. Again, in good condition. It's just the spine faded and red, and you know, you can never be angry for someone for reading a book. The rest of it's fantastic edition. Actually, it doesn't look like it's been read, so when it was read, it's looked after. So 1978, haven't got that in paperback. Superb first novel by Hugo winning author. Never read Spider Robinson, but great name. Spider Jerusalem is up there on my shelves. Those that know. The Perishers, number 14, 20p. So a little bit of cartoon. That'd be a nice set together. The Bassetts, the Andy Caps, the Perishers, all similar age, I think. So I might think about eBay for those. Okay, not sure about this one. This one's just going to be me breathing in dust and a horror. Happy watching. 1980, so yeah, not really interested in a book of quotations, but someone might be. Yay! Haven't had some Piers Anthony for a while. I think I did get this one. I got a lot of the Xanth books in a row. Best Novel of the Year, British Fantasy Society. I think I let a lot of these go. I think you know my fondness for Macroscope, which is the only one I've read of Piers Anthony. This is, yeah, I had a good collection, but I think I passed them on. Maybe I shouldn't. You know, I do need to look at fantasy as well. The Book of Heroic Failures by Stephen Pyle, the official handbook of the Not Terribly Good Club of Great Britain. Well, this really has got, it's like, what do you call it? It's like, you know, the material to put in lofts. That's what worries me. 1982, not really for me, not really science fiction. Oh, this is good. This is nice. Is that the first Silverberg? Let me go. I'm just going to clean them before they come on. That's cool. By the author of Lord Valentine's Castle, Robert Silverberg, The Masks of Time. Slightly newer, but it's Star again, and I don't see these Star editions that much. Definitely not something like this. 1982. That's nice. Really nice, really good condition. One of the better condition books as well. Bit of Silverberg at the bottom. Last year when I was young, Monica Dickens. So there's definitely a Monica Dickens fan here. It's related to Charles? No, I should know either way. But nice old Pan. I think there's a nice little collection. Let me just move these across. A nice little collection also of Monica Dickens that could get a nice little online auction lot. So the person could have split this up, I think, and made a bit more money for sure. But just looking, I've got a sci-fi pile here over on this side and a non-sci-fi pile here. They're pretty similar. The non-sci-fi is larger, but I'm still happy. £10. My Friends, the Hungry Generation. Again, don't know that one, but similar to that Monica one. So is this another 1960s Ladybird? 1974 again. So yeah, so 1974 was the present, the gift. 1968 is the publishing. So I think they were both 1968. Okay, I'm going to grab these together because they kind of came out together. Number 19, number 12. So I think that's the earliest one. Number 31 handicap, number 29 handicap. So 60s handicaps, 60s Fred Bassett's, lots of Pan. Talking of lots of Pan, another Lozenge. I think they were honestly, my desk and my keyboard is covered in horror. Let me remember to clean before it comes out. I've got this one and I love this. Casey Agonistes and Other Sci-Fi Stories. This is in pretty good condition. It's a bit, as I say, dusty and a bit discoloured on the back, but that's pretty clean. So more, I'm like building a second Pan Lozenge collection. But great. Roger Moore is, or Roger Moore as, James Bond, Live and Let Die, Pan. Whenever I think Roger Moore, I think Alan Partridge, so. But nice, I think that's kind of late 70s, is it? Maybe 80s, early 80s. No, early 70s, 1973, that's pretty good condition. And it's got Roger Moore on the front. So, we're getting to the end here. Oh, nice, I don't think I've got a copy of this either. NEL Robert Heinlein Glory Road. Shiny. (1982). So they're saying 20 something in the 1980s, so still reading sci-fi. Well, not still, that's the heyday for me reading sci-fi. Weapon, author of Chicken Hawk, Robert Mason. The fact that it's a metallic arm makes me think. Solo is the name given to a highly developed robot created as the ultimate weapon, equipped with telescopic, microscopic, and infrared vision, strength of 30 men, and reflexes beyond those of the Olympic athlete, and has a brain. Interesting. So, science fiction. It's a robot. 1990. Again, a little bit thingy, but something a bit different. Right, we're coming to the base here. Ah, nice. Oh, what a cover that is. Oh no. Look, you'll see when why do every Moorcock I get has some kind of problem? Look at that. Something's definitely been spilt somewhere down the line. I'm expecting like a beast to jump out of the box at some point, but the ice schooner, I don't have a copy of that. That is covered in all manner of nonsense. So yeah, not great. But I could clean part of that. Obviously the ink stain I couldn't, but it looks like a kind of a Moby Dick kind of thing, maybe. Grey and Green, Dr. Fisher of Geneva of the Bomb Party. Not too interested in that. I have read some Grey and Green back in the day. Right, half of the bottom layer to go, that's it. Sailing ships and sailing craft falling apart at the seams. Old Hamlin, all colour paperback. So definitely a sailor as well. There's another at least one book in there about sailing. Funny, particularly some funny, ridiculous Dennis Piston. So that's quite an old Pan as well, isn't it? Some of these might be quite interesting. 1979. Pretty good condition for 1979. Any sci-fi at the end? You must be joking, Michael Green. Popular excuses for avoiding Jesus Christ. Hey, God, from 1980, from Carol. Oh, this looks good. An award-winning science fiction novel. Oh, I was just looking at something, I think, well, someone made a mention on one of my videos about, I think about Ron Goulart, maybe? The Enormous Hourglass. That's cool. That's a nice surprise at the bottom. And that's old as well, right? Sam Brimmer. First award printing, so first printing 1976, and it's one of those ones with the advert. So that's good. What a nice surprise at the bottom. Okay, Fred Saberhagen. I've got a few Fred Saberhagen, but nothing, I don't think, this new. So Berserker Man. Looks pretty good, apart from the grime. That's the best word for it, grime. So Gollancz, 1988. Rampaging through space, bent on an orgy of random destruction, the killing machines pound all life forms. Devastation. Berserker Man. Michael Crichton, Jurassic Park. Well, so I haven't got a copy of this. It hasn't got a T-Rex or anything on the front. I'm not learning, basically. So Arrow, 1990, first published in Great Britain, 1991. Arrow edition, 1991. So could this be first UK edition? If so, I'll keep it. Obviously, I haven't got a copy of Jurassic Park. I've never read it. I've only obviously watched the film. I think only the first two, maybe. But that's a nice edition. The Solway Smugglers, Gordon Irving, based on smuggling in the Solway. It's an old book as well. 65p net. Okay, Fountain Books. This is definitely not for me. What are you going to do with your 35mm SLR? There are some random things in here. Let's get back to it. Okay, interesting. Now, this man obviously gets a bad rap because of what he created, I think, later on in life. But I've heard that actually some of his... Oh no, that is actually the book. Oh, I thought this was one of his science fiction books. This is actually the Dianetics. This is the foundation of Scientology, right? Why does that kind of affect everything I've touched before? Wow, so this is Tom Cruise, John Travolta-esque. Maybe I should check it out, right? Wow, I've never actually seen the book that spawned it all. I've obviously seen the science fiction that he wrote that's sometimes actually well respected, but this is actually a Dianetics publication. I don't really know what to do with that, to be honest. Yes, no comment. Christopher Hodder Williams, Fistful of Digits. That's an interesting cover. 15p, Coronet. Fascinating story of high adventure and low science fiction. Okay, let me just clean that again. We're right near the end now, guys. So this is 1972. Fingers, Hands, Stranglehold. One of the most terrifying prophetic novels of the decade. On any of these levels, Fistful of Digits is a book that cries out to be read, a book that will scare the mind of your head. So is it science fiction, horror, or something like that? Anyone read that? Looks pretty scary on the front, but looks one to keep. Okay, so they've been to Germany, a Spanish-speaking country, and Tunisia. There's an AA guide. And they might have been Scientologists. Oh, this one's nice. To Sail Beyond the Sunset, a multi-dimensional epic by the best-selling Grandmaster of Science Fiction. So another Heinlein. So definitely a Heinlein fan. As well as a Tom Cruise fan, maybe. I like that cover. When's this? 80s. Sphere. 1988, yes. So I don't have a lot of 80s Heinlein, but quite like that. It's got a definitely a better spine. Okay, there's a handful of books left, maybe 4 or 5. Craig Shaw Gardner. Let's clean that one. Slaves of the Volcano God. Back to the B movies in the Cineverse cycle. So the cover of that makes me think of Terry Pratchett or something like that, which, again, let me know if I'm missing out massively, but it's not really doing it for me. Have we got any more science fiction in the last part? We do. Oh, that's nice. So I've got the Science Fiction Masterworks black cover for this, and I did read it on that as well. And it's nice to have an Arrow edition of Standard Zanzibar, a mighty book in many ways. Fading is a killer, but apart from that, looks pretty good. And how old is this? So 1978 Arrow edition. Nice. Always good to have some more Brunner. So unless there's something hiding underneath the peanuts, then I've got 3 books left, and one of them is Ben Bova Colony, which I haven't read. Oh no, sorry, no, it's not. It's Voyages, which I have read. Sorry, Colony is the author of Colony. So I've got this in hardback, it's like a book club edition. I don't know if it actually is, but I read this and I remember liking it. And I got Voyages 2 and I read Voyages 2 as well. So yeah, might keep that because I've got only the hardback. I might not. And I've got 2 books left. Are they sci-fi? The first one is, and I think again I got a copy of this the other day, but not this version. So NEL, Starman Jones, great cover, Robert Heinlein. Look at that cover. Nice. And that's the penultimate book by the looks of it. And that's 1975. If I could show you that it's probably about even now, I'll count them at the end. And then Space Cadet, I've got a few of these, Space Cadet, Robert Heinlein. Don't know if I've got this one, but one I do want to read. And I've got a nice little collection of this now, and this is pretty good condition. 1973. And yeah, looks unread, apart from the spine crease. So yeah, great book to end on. Let me just double check that's the last book in there, because it's full of, yes, and show you to prove. That's what I'm talking about. So that was one of 3 boxes. And yeah, I don't really know what to say. It was definitely a jump up from the CDs and DVDs. And obviously I'm not as interested, right, in those. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there's between like 45 and 50 science fiction books there that are good enough for the Science Fiction Retirement Library. There are some of those are duplicates. But remember, this was £10. And then I have about the same again, must be 30 to 40 books that are just secondhand, interest books, or general fiction, or cartoons, etc. So for £10, I'm very happy with that. If I include the shipping, I don't know. It's it's an okay deal, but it's obviously nowhere near the deal. But I was doing it as an experiment. Can you get a mixed lot and still get some good things? And there are definitely some good things, right? So yeah, I'm really happy with that. It went on much longer than expected. So sorry about that. I will edit it down. But thank you for watching. I'm trying to do as many kind of different hauls and unboxings and mystery things as I can. And this was an enjoyable one at the end of a long working day. So thanks for joining me. Please like, subscribe, comment, email me any of the books that you saw on there that you think are way better than I've just dismissed or talked nonsense about, then please let me know. And I'll see you again soon. Cheers.